Fear. It's the invisible wall that stops so many of us from moving forward. Fear can keep us stuck in jobs we hate, in relationships that drain us, and in routines that we know are not leading us anywhere. But let me tell you a secret. Fear is not there to destroy you, fear is there to inform you. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the anatomy of fear, why it feels so powerful, and most importantly, how you can face it, step by step, until it loses its grip on your life. This is not about living without fear. This is about learning to live with fear, and move forward anyway. Section 1. What is fear really? Fear is your mind's natural alarm system. It's meant to protect you. Thousands of years ago, fear kept us alive. It told us to run from predators, avoid dangerous cliffs, or stay away from poisonous food. But here's the problem. In today's world, fear is rarely about physical danger. It's about emotional danger. Fear today sounds like this. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I'm not good enough? What if I lose everything I worked for? The body reacts the same way to these thoughts as it would to a tiger attack. Your heart races, your palms sweat, your stomach twists, and you want to run. But here's the truth. Most of these fears are not life-threatening. They're life-shaping. Fear is not telling you to stop. Fear is telling you that this moment matters. Section 2. Recognizing fear in your life. Fear doesn't always look like fear. Sometimes fear looks like procrastination, putting off that project because deep down, you're afraid of not doing it perfectly. Sometimes fear looks like anger, snapping at someone when, really, you were just afraid of being vulnerable. Sometimes fear looks like endless preparation, research, planning, waiting for the right time. Here's a powerful exercise. Right now, pause and write down one thing you've been avoiding. Ask yourself honestly, is fear the reason I'm not moving forward? The moment you can name the fear, you've already weakened it. Section 3. Stories that inspire. History is full of people who faced fear head-on. Take Rosa Parks. She was terrified the day she refused to give up her bus seat. She knew there could be consequences. But her one act of courage sparked a movement. Think of Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison, not knowing if he would ever be free again. And yet, when he walked out, he did so with forgiveness, not revenge, in his heart. Even in the business world, fear is a constant companion. Elon Musk faced near bankruptcy building SpaceX and Tesla. Most people would have quit. He risked everything. And now those same companies are industry leaders. The people we admire most are not fearless. They just decided fear would not be the boss of them. Section 4. A deeper look at fear and faith. Fear and faith are similar in one way. They both ask you to believe in something you cannot see. Fear asks you to believe in the worst-case scenario. Faith asks you to believe in the best-case scenario. In Scripture, there is a phrase repeated over and over, "Do not be afraid." God said it to Joshua before he led Israel into the Promised Land. Jesus said it to his disciples in the storm. Fear will whisper, You can't. Faith will whisper, take the step. I'm with you. When you choose faith over fear, you unlock doors that fear would have kept shut. Section 5. How to confront and overcome fear. Here's a step-by-step action plan. Step 1. Name your fear. Say it out loud or write it down. I am afraid of starting my business. I am afraid of being rejected. Naming it brings it out of the shadows. Think about the last time you felt fear in your own life. Maybe it was a conversation you were afraid to have, an opportunity you were afraid to take, or a risk that felt too big. Did you notice how fear showed up first, before anything even happened? That's what fear does. It shows up before reality, often before any danger is real. Fear lives in the future, in the what ifs. And here's what's powerful. When you notice fear is simply your body preparing you, you can take a deep breath and remind yourself, this is my brain trying to keep me safe. But I am safe. And I can still choose to act. Step 2. Break the fear down. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Could I survive that? Could I recover from that? Most of the time, the answer is yes, you could handle it. Try saying this out loud. I am afraid of underscore 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 because underscore underscore underscore. When you put your fear into words, it becomes concrete. And once it's concrete, you can do something about it. Sometimes, you'll even notice that the fear you wrote down doesn't have as much power as it did in your head. You may even laugh at it. That's when you know you're starting to take back control. Step 3. Imagine the best outcome. Your brain is wired to play negative movies on repeat. Change the reel. Picture the best possible outcome. What if this goes right? These examples remind us that fear is a crossroads. One path leads to retreat, the other leads to growth. Every great story you've ever read, from heroes in movies to heroes in history, follows this pattern. The hero is afraid, but the hero acts anyway. What if your fear today is simply the first chapter of your hero's journey? Step 4. Take a small step. Don't wait for courage to magically appear. Courage comes from action. Make the phone call. Send the email. Speak up once in the meeting. Tiny actions build massive confidence. This is why faith, whether in God, in yourself, or in the process, is so powerful. It gives you something bigger than fear to focus on. Fear shrinks when faith grows. So, the next time you feel fear, try this. Take a deep breath and say, this is my moment to trust. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust that the step you take now is shaping the future you want. Step 5. Build a habit of facing fear. Every time you do something scared, you rewire your brain. Courage is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Don't underestimate the power of small, daily bravery. You don't have to face your biggest fear first. Start with something small. Try a new food, take a different route to work, talk to someone new. These tiny moments tell your brain, see, we survived. We can handle this. Soon, you'll have the confidence to face the bigger fears, the ones that truly change your life. Section 6. Personal Reflection Prompt. Take a moment right now and ask yourself, what have I been putting off because of fear? If fear wasn't in the picture, what would I do today? What would my life look like a year from now if I started today? Encourage your audience to journal these answers. This turns your message into action. Even better, write down the first small action step you will take in the next 24 hours. Put it on your calendar. Make it a commitment to yourself. This is how dreams turn into reality, one small, brave step at a time. Section 7. Closing inspiration. Fear will never disappear completely, and that's okay. It means you're growing, stretching, stepping outside of what's comfortable. Every great story begins with someone facing fear. This could be the beginning of your story. So take the first step. Do it scared. And when fear shows up tomorrow, take another step. Because on the other side of fear is freedom. And freedom is where your destiny lives. If this message encouraged you today, I invite you to share it with someone who might be feeling stuck in fear. Together, we can create a ripple effect of courage and change. And if you want more weekly inspiration, practical tips, and encouragement to keep moving forward, subscribe to my channel Think Space and join this growing community of dreamers and doers.